I have been in Mexico for a little over 7 weeks now, and have been fortunate enough to go on a few adventures. The first of which was a couple of hours on Cozumel Island. A couple of my Canadian friends were going to be in Cozumel for the day in late March, and I had been planning to meet them on the island even before I left Mexico. Every trip in Mexico begins with a visit to the ADO bus station, and that's exactly where I headed that morning. We set off from Cancun for the 80-minute trip down to Playa Del Carmen. It felt good to be back in the city that had been my home for 3 months in late 2021. Without much time to waste, I headed straight for the ferry terminal and bought my return tickets. There wasn't too much sargasso floating in the clear playa water as I boarded the windjet ferry. They call it the fast ferry, as it's supposed to take 20 minutes, but it takes 40. The boat was pretty large though, and very comfortable. And we were off. As soon as I debarked, I went off in search of my friends. I spied their massive cruise ship about 1 kilometer in the distance and just walked towards it, stopping to video the largest Mexican flag I'd ever seen. Unfortunately, it was all too soon that I had to return to the ferry to make my way back to Playa and my connection back to Cancun. The beautiful clear ocean from earlier in the day had descended into a sargasso disaster upon my return. Due to the timing of the ferries and buses, I had a couple of hours to kill in Playa del Carmen before my bus left. I decided to wander down Quinta Avenida as I had done so many times 18 months before. Soon it was time to catch my bus back to Cancun. But a few of us were left dazed and confused by the quantity of buses coming and going, all with similar destinations scrolling across the LED screens above their windscreens. Finally, I got to the front of the queue and was pointed in the right direction. Oh, bliss. A comfy seat for the ride back to Cancun. The day resulted in one very tired, but a very happy Vanessa. Every adventure begins with getting there, and we got to the Siete Bocas Cenote in my housemate's little convertible. Next up, buying the tickets. Everyone has to take a quick shower in their swimsuits to ensure that all oils and sunscreen are rinsed off, followed by grabbing a life jacket, which is mandatory. Next, we were off to find a palapa, one of the thatched areas to leave our stuff. As we headed out on a Monday, it wasn't very busy, which was great. How incredible is that water? At this cenote, you can enter via the stairs or jump in from the cliff's edge. Guess which option I chose? We had to wait until the entrance of the mouth of the cave below us was cleared of swimmers before we could jump. And there goes my friend Rebecca. Now it's my turn.
Oh, nice and chilly.
Not as bad. Let's watch that again in slow-mo. That was so awesome. Now it's time to head into the caves. The water was so incredibly clear and lit beautifully by the underground lights. Time to get out and head to the little palapa for some sun before another dip. All in all, not a bad way to spend the day. This is Parque Ecológico, Kabah, and is about a 10-minute walk from my accommodation. It's an incredible park with a looping track of 2 kilometers. Whether you go to the right or the left, you come right back to the entrance. So let's go to the left and see what we can find. The main thing that I like about this park is that no dogs or bicycles are allowed, and this makes it a safer and cleaner space. First, we come to a representation of a traditional Mayan homestead. It shows how they lived and still live in some parts of the Yucatan Peninsula. There is a well for water and a kitchen for preparing and cooking food. This tub was used for washing, and there was a wooden structure that may be a bench for the production of tools. Let's set off again. If you're lucky, you'll come across the Tai Chi group that practices here early on a Saturday or Sunday morning. If you keep an eye on the left, you'll see the Buenos Dias man. I always enjoy his greetings when I walk the loop. And here is the sweeper man. I admire his work ethic immensely as he sweeps the entire track every day. Now let's head off to find the best thing about this park, at least from my perspective. The Coatis. I love these little critters and have become obsessed with them. They are diurnal mammals, native to South America, Central America, Mexico, and the southwestern United States. They are active during the day, not at night. The white-nosed coati is an omnivore and forages mostly on the ground for small vertebrates, fruits, carrion, insects, snakes, and eggs. It can climb trees easily and uses its tail for balancing. I absolutely adore them. I hope you enjoyed our wander through the park. It's time to hit my second wonder of the modern world, Chichén Itzá. As you all know by now, every tourist attraction begins with a ticket. The main attraction is the Temple of Kukulkan and dominates the center of the archaeological site located in the Yucatan state, and is estimated to be built between the 8th and 12th centuries AD. I took footage of all 4 sides of the temple. Next, it was on to the Templo de los Guerreros, which got its name due to the carvings of warriors on the row of pillars. This is the Templo de las Grandes Mesas and was recently restored in the 1990s. And here we have columns, columns, and more columns. I have a slight obsession with domes and columns, so enjoy the ride. The Columnata Norte, Columnata de la Esquina Noreste, and Columnata Sureste all lead onto the plaza. The southern access was used to isolate events that occurred in the plaza, whilst the northern colonnade contained an altar for ceremonies. Back at the main temple, we head to El Gran Juego de Pelota, which is the largest ball court in Mesoamerica. I heard a guide suggest taking a photo to show the snake eating the temple pyramid, and so I gave it a go. I hope you enjoyed this short jaunt through one of the 7 wonders of the modern world, and get to see it yourself one day. Thank you for joining me on my Mexican adventures, and thank you for watching.